Good evening and welcome to Rock Single. I'm your host, Tyron Joe, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even before our very eyes, is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, infallible, inherent, and the final authority for all. Roxanne was founded on He, who is the original point of reference for all things to come through eternity. The Rock Single podcast is a cross cultural response to the economic and social climate of today's relationship scene. Rock Single will teach you how to maneuver and still be kingdom minded throughout your relationship experiences. Our aim is to help repel the fallen and broken man with the kingdom mindset. The podcast seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established local kings and queens of character while promoting Black consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. Let's welcome Kingdom Renaissance Cross Country. Let's welcome everyone to our program.
Grand day, Royals, and welcome to our third night of RockTrue class. I am excited. I've been really enjoying the conference as I've had the chance to, watch it and also be a part of it. So it's, cool on both ends. Shout out to Marley King, who spoke on music, sound, power, and the importance of words and the importance of speaking life and not death, you know what I'm saying, unto our brothers. Thank you so much, King, for, just RockTrue correction yesterday. All right, but today, in RockTrue class, we are actually going to have Lord Tyron Joe, who's going to be discussing RockTrue friendship. And then we have none other out of New York, Miss Sheena Gadine, who is just mother of the world and just everything. Author, just everything. I mean, everything. Yes. So I cannot wait. I'm so super excited to just hear what it is that God has, coming through them, and I thank God for them. So let's talk a little bit about RockTrue class and our purpose today. And we are here pretty much to teach the culture, you know what I'm saying? The how-tos, how to be, how we, in every aspect. So that's why we're going through science and music and relationship or friendship and parenting and, being, that's it, being, management, proper management. And then what's imperative to us all is the RockTrue Kings, So, all right, let me go ahead and bring in our first speaker, who is none other than Lord Tyron Joe from BZNZ Radio out of Indianapolis. Tyron Joe.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing great. How about you?
I am amazing. Are you super excited?
I am indeed.
I am too. I cannot wait to just hear exactly what it is that, God is going to speak through you, brother. Like, it's imperative. Our kings are imperative. And the voices that, come from you all are imperative. So to just, it's been over a year or something? I don't even know, Lord Ty, but I feel like I've known you forever. And
it has been well over a year.
It has. I'm saying. And do it feel like that? It feel like we've always known each other or something.
Yeah, right. It feel more than a year. It feel like years. Yeah.
It do. But I definitely want you to know that I truly appreciate your RockTrue friendship.
I appreciate yours too.
And just the caliber of a king that you are. So,
thank you. I appreciate
brother, no other than you. Go ahead and RockTrue, bro.
All right. Greetings, everyone. We are so grateful and honored to be here tonight. And like she said, I'm going to speak on rock true friendship. And first, what I like to do is to speak. Um, go ahead. I like to look up definitions. So I like to look up and see what the word friend mean. Okay, just a little simple, basic definition, just to get an understanding of what we're going to be talking about tonight. And friend here in the definition in the dictionary says a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. I'm gonna read that one more time because I think it's something that we gotta get out of there. It says a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Stop right there. I went down, I looked up the word mutual. Mutual says of a feeling or action experienced or done by each of two or more parties toward the others or others. Hello, mutual. Then I went and looked up the word affection. It says a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. There's a sentence. It says she felt affection for the wise old lady. Then it even says also physical expressions of affection. All right. Now we talking today about friendship and relationship. And thing is, this takes me back to probably, let me see, probably around May. Those may not know, during the day, my day job is a school bus driver. And every now and then, God, He will bless me to be able to speak a word, speak an encouraging word to one of the students. He will have one of the students to come up to me and ask for something encouraging, and I'm always honored. So this one day, this young guy, he was a high school junior. I mean, no, high school senior. And I think he about what, 17, 18 years old. And he was asking me, he was saying, sir, he was like, Mr. Bus Driver, let me ask you a question. He was like, I'm in a relationship with a young lady, but she is giving all this attention and play to other men. How should I feel about that? You know, because I thought it was just me and her. Well, it really didn't take me too long to really explain this process to this young brother. I said, brother, I said, you about what, 17, 18 years old, and you a high school senior. You are not allowed to catch feelings. Only thing you can do is catch friendship. And what's funny is that it just, when it popped in my head, I could hear I could hear Selena speaking in the back of my mind. I can hear Selena talking, saying, "Go ahead, brother, teach him, brother." So, so what happened is that after I got through talking to the young brother, and the young brother, took my advice and began to move in that type of direction. I went on ahead, hopped on the phone, and talked to Selena, and she said, "You know what, brother? We need to do like a whole series, and we need to do a whole series of shows." And that's what we did. We started in the month of June, and we called this whole series uh Baywatch. Okay, looking out for Bay. and and just by looking at the topics, and just by looking at the titles that we used during this whole series, what it did was it allowed the viewer of this program to be able just to even get an understanding of what you even putting yourself into when you talk about going into a relationship with someone, is that you first must have to be their friend. Okay, let's look. See, the first class was catch friends, not feelings. All right, we got catching friends. catching friends and not feelings, because when you become a person's friends, you get to see how they are without the excess baggage. Let's read. I went into Google again and I put in a simple search. I put in being friends inside of a relationship. And look what Google had to say. It said, friendship is the first thing you need and very important when it comes to developing a relationship. Being friends gives you the opportunity to get to know the person for who they are and gives you the opportunity to learn things about them that you would not have learned otherwise. You see what I'm saying? So if you not, so if you still an outsider on if you still an outsider looking in type of friend, or you just getting, and you just in this relationship, but you didn't really have that friendship time to vet this person, you would know that this woman or this man like to leave clothes on the bed. Hello, come on now, somebody. You would know that this person that you are with does not like to wash their dishes unless you was their friend first to understand how this person is even moving. Hello. This is what we talking about. This is what we talking about tonight. We talking about friendship. That true friendship. I got some scriptures I'm gonna read later on talking about friendship, just to leave you with an idea. But let's read some more of these topics that we had. Some more of these topics that we had for this, looking out for bait, because this was really good. This really had me. It said, "Behold, mastering singleness." Come on now, come on now. We gotta be able, being a friend. Being a friend is allowing you to strengthen yourself for when you do get into a relationship. Come on now. You are strengthening yourself because you this person's friend through the thick, through the thin, through the bad times, whatever. You are their friends. Let's go back. Let's go back to the definition one more time. This is how I do. Those that may not know about my program, I like to continue to keep reading the definition so we can get an understanding of what we're talking about. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. I liked it. It said exclusive, meaning it's limited to sex, limited to family. You are what you are called a friend, because you don't want to throw that sex in there. Come on now, you don't want to throw the sex in there because that sex start to get you a little loose, get you a little wavy. Come on now, you get your little wavy there. You throw sex in there. It's, judgment began to get a little cloudy. But if you taking that sex out and you are being nothing but a direct friend, your vision gonna be very clear. Mastering singleness, being able to withhold and to withstand your sexual cravings. Hello, I know somebody said they could. I know somebody said you know they can't live without being in a relationship. I said, no, come on now, sister. Come on now, brother. Well, I just want to be in a relationship because I can't stand being single. That's not the way to go. We and I invited this person to tune into these programs about looking out for bait. Like, come on, we once we get it into our minds that mastering singleness is of the utmost importance as far as to get into a relationship. Let's go to the next one. Rights, roles, and responsibilities. Hello. Hello. What is your right as this man? What is your right as this woman? What is your role as this man? What is your role? Well, the only way we can look at that is going through by paying attention to the kingdom. What has God set before us? What has He laid before us as the kingdom mindset, as the kingdom way of going through, of digging through how to be a man, how to be a woman. Hello, how to knowing what am I supposed to be responsible for? Hello, hello. On my program, we talked about rights, roles, and responsibility. On my program, we went through talking about the garden days, what happened in the garden. A lot of my viewers and followers, they didn't really like that. Well, I ain't gonna say viewers and followers. Some of my close buddies, they didn't really like that because it exposed some things. It showed what happened in the garden. It showed how that reptilian serpent snaked his way into Eve's mind and caused her husband to sin, and then caused the whole world, the whole nation, to be put into sin. Rights, roles, and responsibilities. All right, let's go to the next one. Foundational concepts of relationship. Understanding what a relationship is about. Come on now. How can you say that, well, it's been a while since I've been in a relationship. It's been a minute, or I just don't like being single, so that's why I want to be in a relationship. But do you understand what it takes to be in a relationship? Do you understand the time? Do you understand the thoughtfulness, the willfulness? It's something that Selena says that I can't remember. I think she said it talks about the willingness, the resourcefulness. It's something that Selena says. I love it because that's what it's going to take for you to really understand what a relationship, the concept, the foundational concept of a relationship. You got to understand that. Let's go to the next one. Readiness. Are you prepared? Willingness, resources, and relationship. Yes, that's it. Are you willing? Because I'm gonna tell you this. I was talking to a young lady today. She was saying that um we was talking about, what was we talking about? Uh Paying bills. She said, well, she have other needs that's more important than paying bills. And I said, hold on, wait. I said, how is it that you desire to be in a relationship, but your main focus is on getting your needs met? I'm like, don't you think that's kind of selfish? She said no. She said that she have met plenty needs in her time of dating, and she said that I'm at a point now where I can stand to be a little bit selfish. And it's been 10 years since she been in a relationship. I said, sister, it might be another 10 with that type of attitude that you have. I said, because we can't be selfish now. We can't be talking about getting needs made, and you don't even know who the man is that God has designed for you. You don't even know if this man that God has designed for you is going to be the one that's going to meet your needs without you even having to ask. What it say before we can even ask or think? Hello. Let me move on. Expectations and boundaries. Ooh, I think that's one right there that really messes us up. We get to talking about, I expect this, I expect that, I expect a 3-course meal, and a salad, soup and salad. If I don't get the soup and salad, you know, he don't really love me, or he must not want to be with me. Come on. What kind of world are we living in? Soup and salad. Come on, what kind of world are we living in? Expectations and boundaries. You gotta know where to draw the line. Hello, you gotta know where to draw the line. Let's go back to the young man again. How should I feel, sir, about her giving other attention to these men, to these other guys? You shouldn't even catch feelings. Be a friend. Be a friend, because that might come a day where you give a woman some attention. You might give another lady some attention, and that might break her to her knees. And then that'll be the time where y'all had that conversation where I didn't think there was anything wrong with giving her attention, because I said you giving this young man attention, so I didn't think it was a problem. But since we are here at this conjunction of our life, let's speak about it. Let's speak about how we want to move from here on. Let me tell you this story. I was watching a couple weeks ago this um interview with comedian Monique. Man, I love comedian Monique because She was talking about how it was when she first got married to her friend. She called, I think she said his best friend, Sydney. How, when she first got married, she told him, I'm this big time comedian, and there's still some men that I would like to spend their company and time with, while we're married. And he told her, don't worry about that. He said, I've been your best friend since the 10th grade, so we're gonna always be friends no matter what happened. And then he said, now also with that, there's some ladies I would like to spend time with too. And she said, hold on, now hold on, that ain't the whole plan, that ain't the plan. But she went on to finish telling the story by saying that it's been about 10 to 12 years since any of them have slept with another person outside of their marriage, because she said what they did was she said they really grew in their marriage as friends and in love, to where there was no need to sleep with nobody else. Sydney filled her up. Monique filled Sydney up to the point where ain't no room for nobody else. Hello. That's what it is. When you are that true friend and you are not letting outside influences bind you up, or swallow you up to where you lose your composure and you lose yourself, God gonna be right there through the mix. Let me keep going. Kingdom courtship and representation. Hello. How do you present yourself? You know what I'm saying? How is it like when you out here walking around and you're being that kingdom citizen, you are representing the kingdom of God, and you walking around and I do desire to be in a relationship, but I don't want to come across as thirsty. So therefore, what I'm going to do is just be myself. Not only that, I'm going to be myself, which is being the best representation of who I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come out the house not brushing my teeth, not washing my face, not getting those underarms, putting some deodorant. Come on now, this is what we talking about with representation. There are people that really believe that they can find the love of their life just how they are. You know how they say, well, what you see is what you get. Well, I don't want no one that don't wash their behind. Come on. I don't want nobody that don't wash their behind. This is not that. The kingdom of God, what they said the next thing to godliness is cleanliness. I want somebody that is going to bathe, that is going to soak, that is going to get that summer's eve, that bath and body wash. That's what I want. All right, let me move on. Let me move on to the next one. Board games. Uh-oh. Playing games. Playing games. People out there playing games. Come on now. How you gonna be a rock true friend if you playing games? In the kingdom, there are no games. Rock true friendship, there are no games. Everybody is straight up and honest with each other. There's an open line of communication. Let's go. Now let's go on to July. Seek love, not likes. Ooh. Oh, I just want to, hey, Selena, I just want to pose. I just want to pose for the gram. One time for the gram, Selena. I just want to do it one time. One time for the gram. I just want to do it. Cause why? You lonely? You miserable? Ain't no, but you wait. You seeking attention? You want that type of attention till you just gotta, you just gotta do something on Facebook or Instagram so you can get so you can look at your phone and hear that ding 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 ding. Come on, this not what it's about in the kingdom. That's not what it's about when you are somebody's rock true friend. It's not about the how many people like what you said. It's about how many lives you are affecting. How many lives, you know what I'm saying? What it's about you being that true, best, honest friend. Let's keep going. Don't do anything for clout. Ooh, come on now. Come on now. People want to get clout. They want to get their name. They want to have their name first on the list. Hello. They want everybody to see them. Look at me. Look at what I did. Come on, ain't nobody gonna look at you like that. Let's keep going. What's love got to do with it? Ooh, well, I thought you loved me. If you love me, then you would do this. See, that's what. See, that's how. Hey, I'm gonna tell you. That's how Eve. That's how Eve got into the head of Adam, though. Real talk. Eve got into him like that. You know, the Bible, okay. The scripture doesn't say it before the Bible, before the Bible theologists get on me. The scripture does not say it, but sometimes you got to read in between the line. It talks about how after the surreptitious serpent snaked his way into Eve's mind and caused her to see that she would not surely die after she eat of the tree, what happened? It said that she ate of the tree, her eyes was open, and then she gave some to her husband, and he ate too. Well, let's stop right there. I mean, you mean to tell me that she just went and just grabbed this fruit, and Adam just ate it without no hesitation? He didn't ask, he didn't say, "Hey, where you get this from?" Was this the same fruit that was this of the same tree that God said we are not allowed to eat from? I mean, the scripture doesn't say, so it could be possible that everything happened just what it said, or could he gave Eve a little bit of resistance, and she said, "Well, Adam, Adam, if you love me, then you'll eat of this fruit. If not, Adam, you're not gonna be you're not gonna eat of that other fruit later." Hello. Let's keep it moving. One in a million. That was one of my favorite songs by Aaliyah. When I think of you, I think those two shows, I missed those. I think I was on vacation. Let's go to August. Baywatch, maybe Selena, she can catch me up on those two at the bottom. Baywatch. Board games, back on board games again. That's ironic that we got them board games again because of the games that people play. Let me see your phone. Why do you want to see my phone? Well, I just want to know who's been calling and texting you. Why is that important? Come on. Why is that important? You want to see my phone and look through my phone and see all the women that's in my phone and who you might think is trying to get my attention and you want to call them. That's nothing but unwanted stress and drama. We don't get down like that in the kingdom. Being a rock true friend, that is not what it's about. Rock true friend is that, hey, even if you do me dirty, if you do me wrong, I'm still going to treat you like God said to treat you as a friend. SOS, effective communication. That's right. Throw out that lifeline, cause somewhere the communication went wrong. Hello, somewhere the communication went wrong. I'm gonna try to speed up a little bit. Life support, absolutely. Life support. We come on. We need to be revitalized. We sinking. We sinking. We about to tap out. We about to flatline. Safety provisions. Hello, safety provisions. Understand, understand that you might be going past the boundaries. You going past the boundaries of being safe. You about to be out there in no man's land. You don't want to be there. I want to read real quick a few scriptures that when I was preparing for tonight's presentation, a few scriptures that really these are scriptures from the Bible that talks about friendship. And I just want to leave this on your mind and then I'll be done for the night. Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. Proverbs 18:24. Let's back up. Let's back up. You don't have to identify yourself. You don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to jeopardize yourself. But this is a question that you should just think about. Think about this question. Do you have any friends that you would lay your life down for? Let me move on. I'm gonna lay it while you think about that. I'm gonna keep it moving. Proverbs 18 and 24. A man who has friends must himself be friendly, but there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs 17 and 9. He who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. Psalm 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Oh man, that's peace right there. That's peace in paradise. Ecclesiastes 4 and 10. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. 1 John 4 and 7. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. We gotta be born again. Some of us, oh man, I gotta stop right here and say some of us we forgot how to love. And this is something that I spoke about on my program a couple weeks ago. To really get back to that loving place that we used to, there's some people in our life that we gotta forgive. Hey, come on now. There's some people in our life that we got to forgive. Number one, our parents. I know a lot of people want to ask, like, why is young people so angry these days? Well, because of mother issues, mother wounds, father issues, or whoever it was that raised us issues. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us, we've had a lot of traumatic things happen in our childhood life till we've been messed up from the get-go. But the one that can change is God. I'm not a pastor or a teacher and anything, but I just wanted to throw that out there that we really have got to get to that place. We got to get back, being happy in our life, to where we can forgive, forgive again. And once we forgive, let it go. Let it go. Give it to God and and live our life. You know what I'm saying? It's too many young people dying. Before this whole pandemic, you had young people dying of strokes, heart attack, suicide, all this trauma, all this unwanted trauma and stress, this buildup was just taking out our young people. Come on now. Years ago, what, 50, 60, 70s, young people weren't dying of the things that young people are dying of today. We gotta, seriously, we have got to go back and talk to the Father and forgive those who have done us wrong and live our life. If that means that, hey, I gotta block that previous stuff that happened behind me. I gotta block that out of my mind because that's causing me not to succeed. All right, let me move on to the next one. Proverb 16:28. A perverse man shows strife, and a whisperer separates the best of friends. See, what kind of friend are you? Are you that type of friend that you cool to a point, but when you around other people, when you around other people, when you're not in their presence, you gonna talk bad about this person. Come on now, that ain't no friend. Job 6:14. To him who is afflicted, kindness should be shown by his friend, even though he forsakes the fear of the Almighty. Mm, I believe some of Job's friends wasn't showing kindness to him. 1 John 4:21. And this commandment we have from him that he who loves God must love his brother also. So many people go to church, talking about they love the Lord, get out in the parking lot, cussing louder and stronger than a sailor. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. We can't be we can't be fair weather friends. Okay. If your friend is doing wrong, You can't be afraid to let them know, yo, you did wrong. Like, like sometimes on my Facebook page, I had the ladies going off on me, but sometimes I like to ask them like, when was the last time you held one of your female friends accountable? Because I have so many women that gang up on me like that. I mean, they bind together, even though they may not even agree with what is being talked about, but they bind up together. And I'm like, man, I'm like, you don't even agree with what we talking about, but you gonna bind up with it just because she a woman. When have you ever held them accountable and said that's not ladylike behavior? Come on. That's not ladylike behavior. We don't, as a woman, we don't carry ourselves like this. In the kingdom, as a woman, that's not how we treat our men. Come on. We got to get to that point. All right, let me keep it moving. Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. I'm almost done. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. Watch the friends that you have around you. Proverbs 27 and 10. Do not forsake your own friend or your father's friend, nor go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Better is a neighbor nearby than a brother far away. James 4 and 4. Adulterers and adulteress. Do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. Romans 1:11 through 12. For I long to see you that I may impart to you some spiritual gifts so that you may be established. That is, that I may be encouraged together with you by the mutual faith, both of you and me. Matthew 19 and 19. Honor your father and your mother, and you shall love your neighbor as your friend as yourself. Absolutely. We got to get it right with our parents. Psalms 68 6. God sets the solitary and families. He brings out those who are bound into prosperity, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for allowing me to speak to you tonight about rock true friendship, and I hope and pray that there was something that was said tonight that you might have received. Thank you very much, Selena. I'm done.
That was amazing, bro. That was amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Machina Gadan as well. Hey, Queen.
See,
I said you was almost, but that was so dope. That was so dope. Sheena, give me a little bit of commentary from it, because I was going crazy.
I mean, it all runs into each other. It's basically you have to be able to check yourself in all values,
Teach,
self look, spirit,
teach,
the way you carry yourself, the way you
teach.
parent, the way you do everything is
Yeah,
just wholeheartedly. You have to carry yourself in all wills, knowledge,
absolutely.
and power.
teach, Queen. Teach. Seriously. I loved it. I mean, I love like that was like really the highlight of the year for us, the Baywatch. And it kind of jump start, into the Battle of the Wheels, and then we'll go into Legally Driven. But it's all the same. It's a check-in of yourself. It's back to mastering
Absolutely.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? And we try to omit that. And then even like with Monique and them, if you were, really listening to the story you were telling or their story just in general, they just jumped the gun. They shouldn't have gotten married until they were whole, one, and complete people. They were real, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so that's what it is. We get into relation, we jump the gun because of our insecurities, because of our self doubt. That's stemming from our self doubt. And instead of believing like, oh, I can't get nobody else, or let me just hold him down so I can always have. You don't have to do that when you have blessed assurance. But that's part of identity, and it's part of knowing who you are. And so, again, like Sheena was saying, we have so much work on this constant checking of us.
Absolutely.
Check yourself, bro. Check yourself, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your main priority. Like, forgive yourself. That's one thing that we don't do. We don't forgive ourselves. But yeah, that was, man, bro. That was it. And you taught. I was like in the comments crazy. Yes,
Appreciate
like
it.
you had us cracking up. It was something you had us cracking up. I'm sitting here like this is a fool, but you said so much, bro, so
You know,
much.
I had to throw a little something in there for you.
Yeah, yes, yes. Well, you definitely did that. You definitely, did that. I'm excited, like seriously, for just the growth, bro. Like, and
Appreciate it.
where we're going with it. I can like,
Yeah,
it's
2022 about
nothing
to
to
be
God,
on
bro.
point.
Yes, it's man, it's just about to get, you know, you already know
It's only up
what
from
you need.
here.
Oh, you already know.
Yes,
You
let's
already
just go
know.
ahead and continue, like we're
Yeah.
saying, mastering ourselves and working on, the things that we need to definitely. Okay, that's it. All right, I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
time to go to
I mean,
class. Time to
we
go to
gotta go. I gotta
class.
go to class. I'm so sorry. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm a
All
big
right.
nerd. Word, whatever. I gotta go. Okay. So, all right. So that was Laura Tyron. That was Laura Tyron. Okay, guys. Okay. So, okay. Go ahead and go ahead and strap on your seatbelt. Because if you was like me riding on this plane, it was a lot of turbulence when Tyron was driving us. Like he ripped right on through that. And so all you gotta know is that you are in for a treat. As Miss Sheena Gadine, straight out of New York. I love New York. In New York, I love New York. Like, so when she coming straight through New York, like, with that rock truth, that raw truth, here is Miss Sheena Gadine. Hey, sis.
Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, how are you? Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to RockTrue class. And I'm gonna start off with talking about, class, which how they say what is a class. A lot of times you think about what is your classification, what is your class as far as your status, what is your class as far as what is you qualified to be in. A lot of times we need to, like we previously said, you have to check your mind, your body, and your soul to know who you are. I'm one that talks about the mask. A lot of times you have to take your mask off. You have to get comfortable in your own skin. You got to be willing to hear the hard things sometimes, because a lot of times we don't be ready to see we're not ready to see that rough and raw side of ourselves. Too many times we always want to tell somebody else how they should be and how they should do this, but we're not checking into ourselves. We're not looking in the mirror and checking ourselves for the things we need to stand up and be looked at. Like a lot of times, your class, there's somebody watching you. Like me, I have two beautiful daughters that watch me every day, and I have to be mindful on how I act, how I talk, how I carry myself. What am I teaching them? Because so many times we forget that there are other people behind us that's actually attached to our vision, that's actually attached to what we are. And if we put out the wrong things, then they're following it the wrong way. And as I was studying for this situation, this conversation with y'all today, I was looking at Matthew 6, where it says, don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will have its own worries. Each day has its enough troubles of its own. When you worry about tomorrow, problems you miss, and the blessings of today, you cannot solve tomorrow problems with it, with today's power. And that basically tell you a lot of times we are so focused on where we're not at yet or where we need to be, and we're not focused on the here and now. We're not focused on what we should be doing at this moment. And sometimes we're not even cherishing what's going on at that moment. A lot of times we have to remember the way you represent yourself, the first impression, people are watching you. People are looking at you and watching how you act, watching how you carry yourself. Like when you go in for a job interview, they're checking to see how you are. You have to go present yourself in a certain way. You have to carry yourself in a certain way. But if you go in there, oh, like, hey, yeah, what's up? Not having the correct how could you say, the correct order of how you should be presented in an interview, you're not going to get that job. That's just like if you're going somewhere and you're hanging out and we're always worrying about status, or like they said, snaps and views and all these things. At the end of the day, you truly have to be your true self. You have to really understand who you are under all of that makeup, that haircut, the weave, and all the et ceteras. You got to understand the things you carry. Like I'm so big on how my kids view themselves in the mirror, like how they respect themselves and how they understand who they are. Because me as a parent, I'm teaching them values. And a lot of times our values can be misconstrued because we don't want to follow the path that was given to us when we were younger. Like I remember times when you try to be with the in crowd. You want to do what everybody else does, but that only leads you into certain directions that you shouldn't be in. Because, and the thing about it is, you shouldn't be trying to follow nobody. You should become a leader. You should be ready to be able to lead and teach and learn as well, because we're never too old to learn anything. We're never too old to understand something that we don't know. Some of the things you might have been taught when you were younger might not have been the right things, and you might need to learn something different. You might need to be able to maneuver in different beliefs and different things and different ways of life. And a lot of times we are so busy trying to be into the world instead of just being into what we should be as our purpose, our vision. We all had dreams. So, what class are you sitting in at this moment? Like, is your classes where you're doubting yourself? Is your classes where you're not following the beliefs that you should? Is your classes that you're worrying about life too much? Like, class can mean so many different things as far as even being in society and how the world is today. Like, are you just portraying an image online to just, like I said, get likes and views? Or are you ready to be totally different and unique and actually not follow the crowd and be in your own class and be your own model and be able to teach people things they should have already might have should have learned, and some of us haven't learned yet. You got to be willing to lead and be a vessel, be able to stand for what you believe in, be able to talk about the things that you've learned through your journey, because we all had a lesson that we had to learn as we went through these processes. And some of it, you have to think about your faith. And my faith is a lot like I started off one way. I younger growing up used to always go to church, and then it was a time I distant myself because I had my moments to where I was running away from my true destiny and my purposes. But I was able to step into my purpose after going through some hard lessons. I learned that my faith is something that I don't always see right now, because it's things we might want and things we might want to be and where we want to be. But it might not be your time to be in that situation yet, because you need to learn some things. You need to be in a certain class. You need to elevate yourself. You need to teach yourself. You need to grow. Growing is a lot of things as far as in class too, because you can learn from the things that is being taught in different places, but you got to be careful on what you listening to. What are you allowing in your mind? What are you allowing yourself to be taught? What are you allowing yourself to be around? And you got to be willing to step away from things that's not okay for the class you should be carrying, the image, the values you hold, who you are, what you do, what you're about. Like, you got to be able to take different situations and use them to learn different things about where your class was when you first started to where your class is now. A lot of times we forget the true values of life, knowledge, power. We forget about how we should dress, talk, walk. And previously, like, you go to church and you come out of church, cursing like a sailor. Like, it's just different things and different ways we have to carry ourselves, and values that we have embedded into the younger people that are watching from the younger generation. So many times we forget that they are the future, and that's who we're teaching. We're teaching them to be kings and queens. We're teaching them to be better than what we were. We're teaching them how to value who they are. We're teaching them that there's purpose to them, and there was purpose for them to be here. And it's things that they need to do, and we have to be able to build them up into kings and queens. They're princes and princesses now. And we have to be able to speak knowledge, power, respect, and all these things into them. Let them understand that you don't have to follow society. The peer pressure's there. School might have bullies. All these different things in life might happen. But at the same time, you got to be able to be the unique person and not follow the crowd and stand on your own 2 feet and know your spiritual grounds and your body, your mind, and your soul. Like you just got to be ready to not say, no, that's not right. That's not okay. And that's not what we should be doing. Because a lot of times everybody want to follow the crowd. Everybody want to say, all right, I'm a leader, but are you truly ready to lead everybody that's behind you and attached to you? Or are you just truly ready to lead to be saying, all right, I got all these people following me? Because at the same time, just because they following you don't mean that you're actually teaching them what they should be knowing. So a lot of times, like when I sat and pondered about class, I thought about how I had to think about how I had to stand in my own 2 feet and not be silent. How I had to take masks off and get comfortable in my own skin. How I had to value and look back and forgive some things about myself to be able to now show my growth on how I'm able to step into my purpose, how I'm able to hold my head up high and say, this is who I am. And I still got some growing to do. I still got some learning to do. But everybody's not ready to say I need to learn or that I'm teachable because everybody wants to teach something, but you got to know what you're teaching and what you're pouring into people because there's people listening. And if you're teaching them the wrong thing, you're teaching the world a whole lot of yeah. But nevertheless, you just gotta honor what it is. Remember your values. Remember your place. Remember what you should be doing. Remember what you should be learning. Remember what it is that is around you. So many times we forget the values of growing up. Like sometimes you see things that's happening and you don't say anything. If we even want to take it to domestic violence, not to get off topic, but if you just see things and don't speak out about it, you're just as bad as the person that's doing it. If you are seeing someone that's not dressed appropriately and you don't say anything, and maybe you say something they take it the wrong way, just know that you've said your part and maybe it'll click later because they might not be ready to learn now. Just be able to teach and walk in the shoes you're walking because everything you say, you got to also walk through it too. So you can't just be teaching and walking and not walking the same teaching that you're teaching. If I'm telling you that you need to not speak and be ready to go to war or don't be silent, I'm also pushing the same things out there too. Don't be silent, but also don't be stupid. At the same time, just be ready to learn as you teach. Remember your class is always staying in the lines of what your purpose is, knowing what your values are, learning the beliefs of the word and the things that is purposeful for you to be a vessel because it's not about you. It's way bigger than you. It's so big to where it's not even when you go, you got to be able to leave a legacy so they can talk about what's next and they can step into those shoes that you left and bring class, value, belief, knowledge, and power and just be a better version of yourself and understand what your purpose is to lead people and understand what your values are to show people, understand what your mission is to teach people, and understand what your purpose is to show the next one. Each one teach one, reach one. And that's pretty much what it is. Classes, it's you, it's your mind, your body, your soul, your mental, your knowledge. But if your mental knowledge and all that's not right and you're not stepping in the right purposes, you might want to step aside and remember and check the mirror, check what your class is, check are you in the right position to be teaching somebody or giving somebody the right advice because you might be teaching them the wrong thing. And that's just kind of what it is. And I'm gonna actually give y'all some scriptures that y'all can look up later. And I already said Matthew 6 and 25, but it's Matthew 11 and 29, Isaiah 32 and 17, 1 Corinthians 3, 6 through 15, Matthew 6, 15 through 34. And this has been your Rock Truth with Sheena Godine. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my grand day queen. Grand day queen. Let me go ahead and bring King in. King.
Great.
You
That
see
was
my
good.
comments. I'm over here. You see my comments. I mean,
I can
ooh,
hear.
I felt it.
Here's my
I
computer.
felt it. I felt a train was coming. So we just needed to get out
Mm.
the way. King, give me
That was good.
what?
I'm
What?
gonna say this is that she made me remember.
Mm.
She made me remember. Like no, today I was on Facebook and there was a post where it had this man and his two sons, and the
Okay.
man he was in prison, and the two sons came to visit him. Then the next picture showed where the man was out of prison, but him and his other son was visiting one son that was in prison. So
Uh-huh.
they was so what they was trying to talk about is how you know your kids are looking at you and they might follow. It's a possibility that they may follow in your footsteps.
Right. I mean, more than likely, if not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If our job as parents, shout out to Miss Jate, did a grand job of parenting. If our job as parenting, I mean, as parents, is to provide his image into his children, and we're providing whatever imagery we have, made up or we have been programmed to believe is who we are, as opposed to who he said we was. You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, you got a very grand chance of the person behind you doing exactly what you did. Like even like just it just came to me like the game of telephone. And it's usually not the person that's directly next to you that's like totally messing it up. It's down the line. It's as it's going. But the person directly next to you more than likely is giving the information that they believe they just heard, even though they imply a lot of meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
like, yeah, the person behind you is more than likely gonna do what the person in front of them did, you know. And just sorry, just another example. But I was watching it's the four guys that do like all the funny skits, the white guys, it's like something friends. I can't think of them. Okay. But they did like a little show where they had people come into a doctor's office. And when they got to the
Whose line is it anyway?
now who's lying? It's the other ones. They're newer. They do like it's four of them. They
Oh,
do crazy stuff. Like they be cutting off each other hair and all that other stuff. Joey is one of the guys. I just can't think of it. They friends. Anywho, so they had people come into the doctor's office, and it was already people there. The people that were there, of course, are actors, but the other people coming in, every time this bell would ring, they would just stand up, and then they would just sit down. And so the person that was entering into the room, they didn't know what was going on. They just knew every time this bell rung, everybody for whatever reason would just stand up and sit down. Well, they didn't want to feel left out, so they didn't even ask questions like why.
right.
They just knew that next time that bell run, they was to stand up. So they would just bring in different people till they filled up the room, but everybody did the exact same thing. And so it's unspoken communication. And that unspoken communication is through your meta messages, not so much your mouth, you know. So I mean, sis, I'm talking about out the park. Like out of there. Out of there. Yeah. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes, class to class to class. I love it. I love it in every form of class that you discussed. It was super dope. So, hey man, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get no. Let me any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Um, my final
No?
thoughts is this. Just everybody make sure we forgive one another and then begin to love.
Teach.
I'm gonna just say that, especially around this time of the year, so many loved ones that has been lost. It's really sad around this time of year. So I just try to make sure I call up everybody, tell them I love them and forgive them.
Yeah. For
you know,
real. For real. A lot of people be holding stuff and they think you know what I'm saying? They think you still
Mm-hmm.
holding something and you like,
Mm-hmm.
I got so
yeah,
much. I ain't thought about that. And they really, they hold themselves. It's like, man, forgiveness is for you. It is not for the other person. It is for you. Stop taking poison trying to kill somebody else. You're killing yourself. Come on, Sheena.
yeah.
My final thoughts is, like he said, forgives, but you also got to remember If you're not forgiving, you're not forgiving for other people. You're forgiving for yourself so that you'll be able to grow, heal,
Yes.
process into your purpose, and continue to be a better version of yourself.
Yes.
Continue to strive to be better, to teach better, to learn more, and to know the knowledge of self.
Mm. Teachers. Teach. Who is this? I'm just double checking to see who this is. Let's tune in. Hey, Miss Tony. Shout out to you, Miss Tony. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and yes, forgiveness key, sis. Forgiveness is absolutely key to this whole thing, to unlocking your mind out of a room where the door is actually wide open. It is forgiveness. Forgiveness solved our sin sick soul problems. You know what I'm saying? It was forgiveness. And look at the word, it's for. Actually, be for. You are to give before it actually happened. You should already have a restoration plan in place, just like God had one in place prior to them falling or failing him. He had it already in place. And that's your job too, as his child, to rock that true image. Be his again. Be his again. You have been bought with a purpose. And so be his. Forgive as you were forgiven. And if you find yourself in a moment, when I do counseling, I'm just really just talking to my friends about, things. And when they say like, this person did this person did, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to stand above you and I'm going to say what God can say about you, because the same things you're accusing your brother of is the same stuff that you are doing to God in another way, shape, or form. And ain't no getting around that. So we got to rock true friendship like he did for us. Love God, love as he said, not the way you think he should be loved or you think. Love as prescribed, as written. Love your brother, because if you ain't loving your brother, you got to alt with God. And that's what King was talking about. You would not, you can't say you in a church and you ain't forgiving folks.
Right.
There's no, them two don't go together. And with us calling that out, God, he don't play that game either. There is no straddling of the fence. You either over here or you are over there. And I don't care how many times you go to church, how many times you dropping that offering. I don't care. I don't care. You could dress the part, put the airs on, all of that, and still will receive a depart from me. I never knew you. He ain't
Absolutely.
playing. I don't want to scare you into Christ at all, because he don't even want you to show up in a relationship with him if your motive is impure.
Right.
So it's like, come on, like they're both saying, like both of it is class. Friendship is class because friendship is the culture. It's the way in which, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, I mean, this was such an amazing. I thank God for you both. I'm trying my best. Erica will snap on me if I cry, so I'm gonna try to just wait
And I
until.
thank God for you for allowing me the opportunity to be on this platform.
Thank you, King. Thank you, King. Y'all look at us. Look at us. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll be here and I just be like, hey y'all, we us. Like we us though. Did you know you? Sheena. Sheena. Like that's the craziest thing to be in the world. Like we're us. We're chosen. And I thank God. I thank God for where we're growing and going. And if I could, man, let me tell you something. In Rock True Friendship, I wanted to pick and choose my friends. And I thank God that he had enough wisdom to pick them for me. You guys, I love wrapped and re-wrapped. And I mean, it just gets better and better. Like, y'all are inspirational. Y'all push me. Don't think for 2 seconds. Sheena, Jesus Christ. I'll be like, I can't, we got to do it. Wait a minute. A somersault back in the nick tuck. Sheena, I can't do that. I can't do that. But Jesus, I'm staying at this pole. And that's it. Because I can't do that. I can't do that. But you guys are so super inspirational. I thank you, Lord Ty. Again, you were the first show I've ever been featured on. Like I
Oh,
ever did that
my pleasure.
encouraged
My
me to
pleasure.
really grow for it. You know what I'm saying? And oh y'all. Oh. All right, guys. So we have 2 more nights. Oh God, of Rock True class. Tomorrow night we have Miss AJ Adams. I'm gonna put the thing up. We have Miss AJ Adams who will be rocking True Beauty. This is imperative. It is imperative because beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. That then becomes beauty not being consistent. Beauty, oh my God, is love. When you can love, it's beautiful. It's not a picturesque face. It's not, what you see in magazines. It is what he said. And that's rock true obedience, yo. Rock true agreement. That's beautiful, you know? So we got AJ Adams with Rock True Beauty, and then we have Miss Nikki Ma, Miss Nikisha Spiller dropping the Rock True finances. So now we're gonna get into the way in which is the way in which you should utilize your resources. You know what I'm saying? That's imperative. And understand this: your resources isn't money; it's ideas. It's actually the ideologies that he have given you. That's more valuable than any coin could ever be. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. As a reminder, rock true or absolutely
Nothing at all.
Nothing at
nothing
all.
at all, yo. Yo, let's rock. Hey. You too, Miss Tony. We love you, Ma. Love you, sis. Thank you.